I'm going to talk about how to make this mask here. It is a little more complicated than some of the masks out there, but it also has a really great ergonomic shape to it. It also gives you the opportunity to put a little wire in here. And this also has a place for a filter to fit inside, which I have a filter that I made from a vacuum cleaner bag that goes in between the front and the filter. And this is for the nose sleeve. You cut one of these. You cut two of your outside and then two of your inside. I just went with medium on these for myself. I made a small. For other people, I'm going with a medium just because I don't want it to be too small for their face. I made one for a child and used the extra small. I'm gonna start with my outside, and I'm gonna put my right sides together. So the pretty sides of my fabric are going to go together on this part, and there's gonna be a wide side. We are gonna sew on this wide side. Normally I'm gonna sew at a 5/8 inch, but on this it's actually gonna be much smaller. I'm gonna be sewing about right there on this. We will do the same thing on the inside layer. We're gonna put our pretty sides together. I've got this really cool thing here. It's called like a seamstress ham or something like that. You do not have to have one, but it makes it really easy to iron these with the ergonomic shape. I can just go right around my little seamstress ham here and pull on that, and then I can take my iron and just go down this little seam here. Makes it really easy. Or you can just iron it standard, and there. Now we've got our front seam done. Here, this one I'll do without my ham. I love my ham, but get in there. Just go down the middle of it. Still gonna come out nice. If you own a serger, the next thing you should do is, see the front? You're gonna serge down these edges and serge and serge and serge, and that will make your life so easy. But if you do not have a serger, we are gonna go ahead and do what we would do if we don't have a serger. But it's so much easier if you have a serger. Okay, we'll iron and fold this over like this and like that, and then we'll sew. Fold it, iron it, then we'll go sew. But I'm gonna do it for the inside also. Oh, get that out of the way. Okay. Iron. Oh, I should have folded it one more time. It's okay. We'll do that now. One more time. And I have this on the cotton setting. I typically do not steam because there are so many times that I don't want to have steam in there, so I just pretty much iron everything on dry. But I have it at the very hot cotton setting right now. So. We will sew right down the middle of this. Turn it over, sew this side to the inside. I'm now going to take the front and the back, and I'm going to put the pretty sides, the right sides are going to come together along the seam at the longest point, And at this point, I will probably stick in a few pins. All I'm going to do now is sew the front to the back, and I'm also going to do that along the bottom side. And run it through also. At this point, all the pins are out, so I'm just going to flip it inside out. And clean all these, I'll clip all those out. And now, I'm gonna go back over to my iron, and I'm simply gonna iron this flat, and I'm gonna iron it along the bottom, and I will be right back over to the sewing machine. Well, we are going to fold them in, and we will make a sleeve along here. So that's gonna be all nice and pretty. But right now we're gonna do what's called a top stitch. And I'm actually gonna keep it on this side so I can see where this edge is, because I want to stitch just barely along the edge right there, so that this will look nice and pretty and organized. We have this nice top stitch now. Makes it look super nice and professional. We're going to go along the bottom and do the same thing. Alright, so now we've top stitched along the bottom, and it's really starting to come together and look like a nice mask. Okay, we're going to go over to the iron, and I'm just going to iron this along this side and iron this along that side. I went to the iron and I ironed these flat. Now it's time to make some decisions about the rest of your mask. If you want to do something with a hair elastic or with just a regular rubber band, this would be the time to put it inside and you're gonna sew it in. If you're gonna do something else, like a shoestring or a bias tape or just a strip of elastic, you can go ahead and sew this, and then you'll use maybe a safety pin to guide your elastic through, and we'll get started with that. Now comes the nose piece that makes this particular mask so much fun. This was probably the most confusing part for me when I was making it for the first time. And you're gonna fold it, and then fold it in, and then you'll fold the two sides in. It really doesn't even matter what order you do it in, as long as all the pieces get folded, or all the sides get folded. I've done it different ways and it turned out fine. So iron the one side, we'll iron the other. So it should look like that. And then we're gonna fold each side in and iron those. Now I used several different things on my own mask. I used a pipe cleaner because I hadn't thought of using, I just didn't know what to use. And then somebody else suggested a paper clip, and that actually was really nice because it's about exactly the right size, the paper clips I have. You just straighten it out. Okay, so once you have that done, I've been folding it in the middle, and then I've been ironing it just to help me find the center point when I am matching it to the nose. So it's gonna basically be like that. We are almost done with our beautiful, gorgeous mask. I mean, it almost makes you just not even want to go back to not wearing a mask. It's so darn cute. Okay, now we're gonna do our nose wire. I'm just taking a regular, see these cute little paper clips I have? I'm just taking a regular cute little paper clip that I already had at home. Did not have to buy anything to make any of this, actually. I make dresses that I donate to orphanages, and I happen to have all these cute little scraps left over from these dresses. I've been really lucky. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna squeeze this here. All right, so I've got a little bent spot for the nose there. We go to our little sleeve and start, just slide it right in, get it right up to the place where we want it to sit above our nose. And there we go. And that's all you do. And then when you put it on, you can just bend it around and adjust it to fit you. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is take our elastic. This is amazing that I even have this. One of my neighbors, I was all out, and you can't buy it at the store, and one of my neighbors brought it over to me in a little bag and left it on my porch so that I could continue to make masks for other neighbors. It was really awesome. So what I would suggest is just go ahead and do a double length, and then you can adjust it to your own face. I'm just going to do this and hope that this works for my neighbor and this fits her face okay. Hopefully she will be able to adjust it, or she can bring it back to me and I will fix it if it doesn't fit her. I just don't want to put it on my own face and then her put it on her face and be spreading germs. So I'm just going to make a guesstimate at that. The way I'm going to get these through this sleeve is I'm just going to take a little safety pin and guide that through. If you need any tutorials on how to thread a sewing machine or how to make a bobbin, I have some like that. If you need some more basics, I teach a sewing camp, and I like to have those for my girls and boy to look at. If I am not able to help them with something at the moment, they can pull it right up on YouTube and look at how to make their bobbin or how to thread their machine. So then we're going to go in this side and do the same thing. And we'll just go over to the sewing machine. We'll just try pinning it together, see if we can do that. I was using some really thin elastic earlier and it just was not thick enough to do that. But we'll try, we'll do a little bit. Just, ugh. All right. I just kind of go back and forth on it. So forwards, backwards. Forwards again. Call it good. Then I will take my ugly little place that I've sewn it, and I'm going to just twist it inside. Pretty little elastic edge there. All right, here's your done mask. Isn't it pretty? Stay safe out there.